Welcome to Statistically Speaking with Dr. Elbayoumi, where we turn numbers into knowledge. Hello everyone, in today's session of our Data Privacy, Ethics and Security course, we will be focusing on one of the most critical topics in modern data science, security in the age of big data. In today's digital world, data is everywhere. It is generated continuously by smartphones, hospitals, financial systems, social media platforms, satellites, and scientific instruments. But as data grows, so do the risks. So today, we will explore what makes big data unique, why is security so challenging, what kinds of threats exist, how do modern systems protect data, and what ethical responsibilities do we carry as data professionals. Let's begin. Before we talk about security, we must understand what big data really is. Big data is not simply a lot of data. It is data that is so large, complex, and fast-moving that traditional systems cannot handle it efficiently. We often describe big data using what we call the 5 V's. First V is volume, which refers to the massive amount of data being generated. We now measure data in terabytes, petabytes, exabytes, and zettabytes. Every day, humanity produces more data than entire civilizations did in centuries. Second V is velocity, which refers to how fast data is created and processed. For example, stock market transactions, social media feeds, sensor data, and online purchases. Much of this data must be processed in real time. Third V is variety. Data comes in many forms such as text, images, videos, audio, logs, medical scans, and GPS signals. This variety makes security much more difficult. Fourth V is veracity, which refers to data quality and reliability. Is the data accurate? Is it complete? Has it been manipulated? Security plays a key role here. Finally, data has value. It drives business decisions, medical diagnoses, public policy, and scientific discovery. Because data has value, it becomes a target. Now let's talk about why securing big data is so difficult. First difficult is scale and complexity. Big data systems are distributed, cloud-based, multi-layered, and international. Data may travel across dozens of servers in different countries. Each connection is a potential vulnerability. The second one is decentralization. Traditional databases were centralized. Big data systems are distributed across clusters and the clouds. This means no single point of control, more attack surfaces, and harder monitoring. The third one is continuous data flow. Data is never finished. It is constantly being collected, transmitted, processed, stored, and shared. Security must operate 24/7. Lastly, human factors. Many breaches are not technical. They are caused by weak passwords, phishing emails, insider threats, and poor training. Humans remain the weakest link. Let's distinguish between two major types of data, structured data and unstructured data. Structured data is organized data stored in databases, for example, student records, bank accounts, and payroll systems. Structured data is easier to secure. Unstructured data includes emails, videos, social media, medical images, and chat logs. Most big data today is unstructured. This data is harder to classify, monitor, and protect. Now, let's examine the main threats. First, data breaches. A data breach occurs when unauthorized users access sensitive data. For example, credit card leaks, medical record theft, and social security exposure. Consequences include financial loss, legal liability, and loss of trust. Second, malware and ransomware. Attackers may install malicious software. Ransomware encrypts data and demands payment. Hospitals and universities have been major targets. Third, insider threats. Not all threats come from outside. Employees may steal data, sell information, and accidentally leak files. These are often the most damaging incidents. Fourth, distributed denial of service attacks. DDoS attacks overload servers with traffic. They can shut down big data platforms. Finally, data poisoning. Attackers may manipulate training data in machine learning systems. This leads to biased or incorrect models. This is a growing concern in AI security. Security is built on three fundamental principles known as the CIA triad: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Confidentiality: only authorized users should access data. Integrity: data must not be altered without permission. Availability: data must be accessible when needed. Every security system aims to balance these three goals. First, we will talk about encryption. Encryption converts data into an unreadable form. There are two main types: symmetric encryption, like AES, and asymmetric encryption, like RSA. Data should be encrypted at rest, in transit, and during backups. Secondly, access control. Access control determines who can see what. Common methods include role-based access control, attribute-based access control, and multi-factor authentication. Never rely on passwords alone. Let's look at modern tools. Hadoop and HDFS. Hadoop enables distributed storage and processing. Security features include authentication, permissions, and encryption. Cloud security. Most big data lives in the cloud. Best practices include identity management, secure APIs, monitoring, and backup systems. Software-defined networking. SDN allows centralized control of networks. It improves visibility and response time. However, it must itself be protected. Security is not enough. We also need privacy. Among these security tools are data masking, anonymization, differential privacy, and homomorphic encryption. Data masking is defined as replacing sensitive values with fake ones. Anonymization is the removal of identifying information. Differential privacy is adding controlled noise to data used by the Census Bureau, tech companies, and researchers. Homomorphic encryption allows computation on encrypted data. You can analyze data without seeing it. This is a major research frontier. Modern security is proactive. Some of these tools are intrusion detection systems, log analysis, and behavioral analytics. Intrusion detection systems monitor network behavior. AI-based systems detect anomalies. Log analysis, such as system logs that record activity, and analyzing logs helps identify attacks. Behavioral analytics analyze users' patterns. When behavior changes, systems alert administrators. Organizations must follow laws. Major regulations are GDPR in Europe, HIPAA in healthcare, FERPA in education, and CCPA in California. Violations can lead to massive fines. Security audits help identify weaknesses. Security is not a one-time effort, it is continuous. Now let's talk ethics. As data professionals, we have power. We can influence decisions, shape policies, and affect lives. With power comes responsibility. Ethical questions include: should we collect this data? Do users understand? Are we minimizing harm? Are we transparent? Security failures are not just technical problems, they are ethical failures. Let's briefly consider examples. First, healthcare breach. When medical records leak, patients suffer, trust is lost, and lives may be affected. Second, financial data breach. When banks are hacked, identity theft rises, markets react, and confidence drops. Finally, social media leaks. Personal data may be used for manipulation. This affects democracy and society. Looking ahead, we see several trends. One, AI for security. AI will detect attacks faster, but attackers will also use AI. This is an arms race. 2, zero trust architectures. No user is trusted by default. Every request is verified. 3, privacy by design. Security and privacy are built into systems from the start, not added later. 4, quantum computing. Quantum computers may break current encryption. New cryptography is being developed. Let me conclude with personal advice. As future professionals, you have to learn security basics, understand regulations, respect privacy, question assumptions, and stay updated. Never think security is someone else's job, it is your job. Let's summarize what we have today. Big data offers enormous opportunities, but it also brings serious risks. Security is essential to protect individuals, organizations, society, and democracy. Strong systems, ethical thinking, and professional responsibility must go together. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell to stay updated on all things data and statistics. Thanks for watching.